Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today we're going to be watching Julie Stevens. Many of you have heard of her if you've been on my channel before or know anything about Monat. If you have not heard of her, she is a top leader in Monat, which is a multi-level marketing company, a very well-known and popular one based on hair care, and then now they have several other things than just hair care. She is a $15 million earner, and she is being interviewed by someone who is not that today. I don't know how else to say that, but we're gonna watch their conversation. This is what it was titled: $15 million earner Julie Stevens shares her story with Monat. Julie had to take out a payday loan to start this business, but she knew it would be worth it after looking at the comp plan. Now she has earned over $15 million from this business. The story doesn't end there. She has helped thousands of other women along the way. She has shown us what is possible, and I'm always learning from her. Thank you for everything you do. She's offering free weekly trainings that you will have access to when you join the business. Feel free to DM me anytime if you've been thinking about trying this business for more info. So there's a lot there in of itself that we need to talk about. Simply just the title. We'll get to it once the video gets started. But don't forget, if you want to support the channel for free, you can simply subscribe to it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button, and let's get started.
It's the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin, cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin, cause we're still sleeping in my head.
Okay, so I want to start off by talking about the Monat income disclosure statement, and I know many of you are like, oh my god, we've seen it 1,000 times. Well, not everyone has. I think it's a simple and easy thing to look at for people to understand how shit of an opportunity this is and how deceptive people like Julie Stevens are. This is the 2023 USA annual income by rank. Market Partner is the very bottom rank where you start at, and that has over 91% of the company in it. And the median annual gross earnings is $26. Yep, $26 a year. The average annual is about $114, which is what they like to go by, but the median is more accurate with $26. However, either way, if you buy a shampoo and conditioner, you're likely not profiting. You just have to buy it like once and you won't be profiting. Over 91% of the company won't be profiting. So imagine if you buy it monthly, you're definitely in the negatives. You're not making money like they say you will. And that's 91% of the company. Okay, I think that's enough in of itself. This is what the company gives us to base our decision on. However, this is not shown as it should be. People in Monat talk about the comp plan, but they do not talk about the income disclosure statement that the company gives us. Why? Because it shows how horrible this opportunity is, okay? So I wanted to start off with that because I thought it was really important, because when she says Julie had to take a payday loan to start this business, but she knew it would be worth it after looking at the comp plan. But what she doesn't say is she didn't look at the income disclosure statement, which is what shows you if it's worth it or not. It shows you if it's a good opportunity or not, and it obviously is not. So it's really ignorant and bad business to take out a payday loan to start a business where the majority of the people in the company won't profit and a lot of them actually lose money. Bad business stuff. Bad. Anyway, let's go ahead and start the video.
Okay, hello everybody. Okay, so I'm so excited because today I'm inviting a special guest, and I'm very, very excited to have her on because she has done so many things in this company. I'm very, very inspired by her, and we both live in a mountain town, and so I really resonate with her. So I am welcoming Julie Stevens. So let's get her on. Oh wait, accept. I always have a hard time with these. Hello!
Well, hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I did forget to mention, I previously covered Julie Stevens when Monat had that big fallout with Tony Van Schoik and her husband, the wildness that happened there, and it's totally worth the watch. I'll try to remember to put it down below. I've been bad about remembering links to put down below, but if I forget, you can comment and hopefully I'll see it. If I don't see it and you want to watch it, just go to my channel and you'll see her face quite a few videos back, but it's there. Or you can look at the little search bar in my channel and type in Monat and maybe they'll pop up.
I'm good. I'm all dry, so that's
You
good.
guys it looked really like it was
It was
pouring.
was dumping pretty good, yeah. And we one wheel everywhere here.
It was dumping pretty good. I'm a middle schooler at heart, okay? So I can't pass up an opportunity to talk about dumping.
So that's kind of like our joy. So we were at the gym and it started raining, and I was like, and Josh is chilling, sitting down, hanging out, and I'm like, no, we gotta go, dude. I got a live video, like in 30 minutes. And he's like, oh, well, I thought the rain would stop. It looks like it's maybe breaking up now, but yeah, I was like, no, we gotta go. But it's not bad. Yeah, we ride in the rain.
Well, thank you so much for hopping on with me.
Yeah.
It's so nice to meet you and talk with you, and your stories just, I'm so inspired. So I really
Oh,
appreciate you hopping on. So I guess we'll
of
just dive
course.
right in.
Yeah. So we get to hear your story and my story today, but I've been following you for a while, and like the whole mountain town living thing is just like, yeah, we've got that in common. So it's really cool to do this with you today.
Yes. Okay, well, should we start with you, or do you want to hear my story first?
I want to hear
What do you think?
your story
You want to
first. I want to
hear
hear
my
all
story
about you.
first?
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess we'll start with before Monat. I was graduating nursing school in 2020, so
Wow.
that was a disaster. That was the start of my nursing career, and let's just say it was a disaster. To COVID 2020, I got my nursing experience on the cardiac floor, and it was just, I was so stressed, had so much anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the cardiac, if you don't know, I work at a hospital. The cardiac floor is very, very intense and very anxiety inducing. It is not an easy job. I go up there a lot with what I do, and those nurses are always on it. They are always in the room. They're like on it. It's very, especially like with the children's hospital I work at, specifically, sometimes there are several nurses in the room. So it's very intense. And I would understand why she would be stressed about that. Maybe that just wasn't her thing. Maybe she should have done something else. She could have worked not in a hospital with cardiac, but maybe at like an outpatient situation if she loved working in the cardiac area. I mean, there's lots of different options, but anyway, just my 2 cents.
And then along came Monat. My friend had been using it, and I started using it and just fell in love with the products. And then after about a year of using it, I was like, okay, like people were commenting on my hair, and my sister wanted to try it, and I had no idea who I would sell to other than my sister. So I was like, I might as well just do that. And then here we are. I've already earned a trip to Vegas, and I got to go to Japan for a whole month because of this business. I was able to take time off, and so it's been a really amazing journey. I've met amazing people, and I'm looking forward to so much more. But
That's
So she's saying that Monat helped her go to Japan. But how? Like, did you make extra money and then you're like, oh, I can just take off an entire month and go? Sure, like that's great that you were able to do that, but let's be realistic. How many people get to do that? The deceptive part of this, of her talking about that in general, is that the majority of people will not even make money. So for her to say that, she's saying like, this is my story, and pretty much sharing the idea or trying to push the idea of this could be you too. But they still won't bring up the income disclosure statement that shows, no, that very, very likely won't be you, and you will likely actually lose money in the process. Your company put this out there. All you do is talk about the comp plan, which means absolutely nothing when it comes to the opportunity. I mean, sure, comp plans show you how to make money, but the majority of it doesn't even matter because the majority of the people won't even make it. So show them what the company gives you when it comes to the income opportunity, but they won't because it's a shitty one.
That's awesome. How cool. I didn't realize you were a nurse. I don't think I realized that.
yeah,
Did
I'm still
you
nursing.
you are? Okay. I was
I work
curious on that.
I work at an IV lounge,
Okay.
but the business is closing this month.
Oh no. All right.
So here we are. So now
Just
I'm just like
maneuvering.
really, which I've always wanted to just focus on money anyway
Yeah.
and make that my priority. So it's kind of falling into place. It's just speeding up the process.
Yeah, I guess so. You're kind of forced into
Yeah.
it. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, it might be just the best opportunity ever, you never know. I had a girlfriend who was doing nursing too, and she did trauma nurse and ER and traveling and all that. And last year she got let go and she didn't have a job. So she worked Monat for like 2 months and it literally covered her for a little bit until she got back in. And so that was pretty cool, you know.
What rank was she at? How often does that happen? It's just so deceptive for them to say things like that. I just got a phone call, so I kind of forgot what I was talking about. Other than just to reiterate the idea of anything they're saying about money helping people and, income is just not true, is extremely deceptive based off of what the company gives us to go off of in the income disclosure statement. There's a reason I went over it at the beginning, so while we're all going through it and you're watching and I'm here watching too, talking about it, you can be like, oh yeah, no, that's bullshit. Yeah, no. The majority of people won't even profit. The majority of people will likely lose money just based off the income disclosure statement. $26 median a year, that's not even a shampoo. 114 average a year, that's like shampoo and conditioner put together. And if you buy even more than one of each, you're already spending over what that is.
She'd never done it before. She'd watched me do it for 3 years. And yeah, I met her on the slope snowboarding. So
Oh,
yeah,
yes. I'm excited for ski season,
me too. It looks like it's gonna come good this
right?
year. I have a good feeling about it.
I think it's gonna be an early
I think
season.
so. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Let's move on. We're listening to her story.
Well, so a little bit about me. I was a college student too, and I had just graduated and I was fixing to go get my test. This is back in 2014. And I flunked my first test. And it's like, 600 bucks to go retake. So I was like, I don't have $600. This is crap. All the things, like I was
And
really
what were you
frustrated.
studying again?
I was doing occupational therapy.
Right. Okay. I knew it was somewhere in the medical.
Okay, no hate for people flunking their first test. I flunked my OB ultrasound exam the first time I took it, passed my abdominal one the next time, passed my vascular one even better than the other exam. So there's no hate from me ever about flunking your exams like that because they're really effing hard. They're meant to be. I also flunked my OB by literally one question and it was heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, but I don't like OB anyway. No offense. All right. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. There's no hate for flunking exams on this channel. So if you put hate down below, just know you're hating on me too.
Kind of like
Yeah.
that's involved. Yeah.
Yep. So I wanted to specialize with kids, like autistic kids, special needs, Down syndrome. That was like kind of my favorite area. And I did geriatrics too, but man, I got way too attached to the old timers. Oh my gosh. And I would just bring all my work home with me during internships. And so I had two jobs lined up at geriatrics and a pediatrics. And the pediatrics place was like the best in the area in Texas where I was living at the time. And they were just waiting for me to get my license. And here I am, like, okay, I need the money. So I was really, really struggling. Actually, when Ann Fisher messaged me, it was September 14. And you guys, I loved OT. Like, I loved it.
Ann Fisher. If you don't know who Ann Fisher is, I have a doozy for you. I did a live a few months ago with Ann Fisher as the person like speaking on the call or whatever, and we reacted to it. Totally worth the watch. Once you're done with this, and if you need something else to watch, go watch the Ann Fisher live. I will try my best to remember to put it down below. Again, you can just go through my lives and look for it. She is wild.
What I didn't love about it was that I had to like go get a master's degree, go open up my own practices in order to afford like homes that I really wanted. I was living in an apartment, so I would see these really nice homes that were being built in this little village area, and I was just like, dude, how do people make this kind of money? Oh my gosh, like I want that. Like, oh my gosh, what is it going to take? So I was planning like the long haul road to get what I wanted. And yeah, the student debt, I didn't take all that into factor. You don't realize how much debt you accumulate. I think I was only in debt like 54,000 when I had started to pay it off, but I was paying, I mean, $600, $800 a month on my loans and stuff during school for 5 years. So yeah, added up. It's a lot. It was taking up a lot of my husband's money. And, I was working at a pharmacy, all the things, man. I was staying busy. Like, whenever it came to making money to go buy groceries or something, that's what I was hustling for. It wasn't so I could like live a luxurious life. It was just to like keep my account out of the negatives. And the day that Ann Fisher messaged me, her rule of thumb is everyone goes on the list. And that's what honestly changed my life because she
Mm.
thought I was doing well off. She thought I was actually in another network marketing company and I wasn't successful in it, but it was like I caught the vision of what people could earn in the industry. So I was like,
Right.
man, this is gun ho. And so whenever I heard about Monat, first of all, I was a no because I had two checking accounts in the hole that day that she messaged me. I was just so lost, like how I didn't even know where my next meal was going to come from. My husband was at work. He had cash for his gas and he drove 600 plus miles a day. And so like I mean like a lot of miles he was paying a lot of money in gas. Anyway, long story short, I was like, "What are you selling, Ann?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm curious. What are you selling?" And she's like, "This is the only video I have on it." And she sends me this video on Rejuvenique oil. Oh, I see your puppy. He's so
Oh yeah,
cute.
that's Julia.
And so,
Puppy tax is paid. I love that. If I hear a tippy tappy or see a little tail, I'm like, I need the puppy tax.
and so I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay, let's check out this oil." And it was really pretty. Like the video was like aesthetically pleasing and just like it looked like modern nature, honestly. Like modern science, nature, all the things. It was really cool.
That is just the most ridiculous thing. If you don't know what Monat stands for and why I say Monat instead of Monat or Monat, is because it's called Modern Nature, Monat. And so the company is actually called Modern Nature, but they shortened it to Monat. And the way she described it, she was like, it actually was like modern nature. And it's just so funny to me because it's literally, if you didn't see my last video, Jay kept saying literally, and I can't stop saying it now, just like that. They are so funny and they don't even try.
And I messaged her back and I was like, "Is this skincare?" And she's like, "I think so." So, like, just FYI, we had no idea what we were selling. And then she was just really excited. She's like, "Yeah, I think it's a skincare company." And you guys, it was a hair care company. I didn't even know what the heck we were selling. Okay, like I didn't know what I was gonna get into. All I asked her after that was, "Do you have the compensation plan? I want to look at it."
So you're telling me, Julie, oh, it's so weird to say my name out loud. You decided to join this company without knowing exactly what the products were and even getting what the products were made for wrong. I say that's a shit business move. I don't know about y'all, but I think that really shows how ignorant and wild these women are.
So as you guys know from my past, like doing, school, I was planning the long haul so I could make more money. So immediately when I looked at this, I was like, what's the long haul look like? Like, is there a cap on your income? How much can you make? How long is it going to take to make it? How many sales you got? All the things I wanted to know. And with my experience in direct sales that I had done for 4 years, I knew compensation plans. I studied them. I was just like, oh my gosh, I make more money if, my sales are here rather than here. I was always trying to figure out how to make more money with what my skills would offer. When I comp
And you still chose network marketing. You still chose MLM. It's just the worst business decision that you could make as someone who's trying to make more money. The Federal Trade Commission says, and I have several links down below you can go and look through for sources and things that I'm talking about. The Federal Trade Commission says that the majority of people will not make money in multi-level marketing / network marketing / social selling / whatever. And so they sit here and they act like they did their due diligence. They sit here and they act like they wanted this and it just fit perfectly. They wanted more money. They wanted more time. Let me put it this way. If you wanted those things, you would run as far as you could from multi-level marketing, as far as you could from network marketing. This thing does not give you that. The people at the top of the company make the most money. They make the money, really, based off of other people below them and all their hard work. And a lot of these people got in early, such as Julie, just got in at the right time, right place, had a large following. There are just several reasons that people would get to the top of the company, and none of them are based off of someone's hard work. You could be the hardest worker in the room and still not rank up because several other things didn't line up perfectly for you.
paired the two, I was like, what the heck? I'd be making twice as much money over here.
Wow.
And that
See,
right
I
there.
got lucky. I got lucky because I'm not a numbers girl, and then I realized it once I was working. I'm like, wow, we make good money here,
Hey.
but I didn't do the math ahead of time.
Right. And some people are the product people, and some people are like, like the fun people. They want to come because this community is really fun. And some
Right.
people are like, nah, dude, how many pennies will I be making? I want
Yeah.
to double that penny. And that's why I said yes, honestly. So I had to come up with the money, you guys. Most people will tell you no because, first of all, they don't have the money. A lot of population in the United States, especially, don't have an extra couple $100 laying around, like a lot of people don't. It sucks, but they really don't. They already have it planned for something else, not a new business adventure. So I'm glad that Anne like kept coming back to me because she didn't let me say no. She was like, "No, Jules, you owe it to your family to take a look at this, at least so you'll."
Well, Anne sounds like a really bad word. Anne sounds like a witch with a B. You know what I'm saying? If I say no, respect my decision. She wouldn't let me say no. Well, maybe she should have. Anne is the worst. Well, that's saying a lot, but she's up there. She is up there for sure. Melissa Collins is pretty high, if I'm being honest. I think she ranks up there with Melissa.
So you'll know what you're saying no to.
Mm,
And so that's why I said yes, was just because she took enough time and the money looked really, really good. You guys, my first year in the business, I made more money, one and a half times more money than I would have getting paid the highest dollar in the state with my college career and working overtime and doing home health, the hardest jobs that they offered. I made one and a half times more money my first year. I didn't
yeah.
have all that student debt to pay off from learning how to do network marketing or learning how to sell shampoo. I learned it all for free. And so it was
I learned it all for free. So did you not buy any products? Did you not use them? You didn't do anything like that? You didn't spend gas money to go and launch parties and do all that? Nothing? Uh-huh.
pretty cool. Yeah. And I've been in it for now almost 10 years. Actually, next week is my 10-year anniversary with the company. And there's like no other company that I would ever dream of working for. I
But you said in the video that I reacted to recently that you were looking at other companies a couple years ago, Jules. So you did dream a bit, didn't you?
love the CEOs. I love everybody from corporate down to the newest market partner. Like it's a blast. It's really, really fun. And the trips, like you just earn Vegas in the past. Those trips are so much fun. And then they
So
do
fun.
passport trips. They send us to like Bermuda, Bahamas, Punta Cana. It's coming up now. So if you guys are taking a look at this, maybe you just want to go to Punta Cana and you don't even want to do this long term, that's cool. We're not asking for a marriage license. We're asking for like you to try the shampoo and just tell other people about it. That's all it is.
Right.
So yeah, I'm super pumped about our future. It's going to be a really, really good end of year. It's been a good year so far.
And the
So,
new app and the new
oh,
products. I'm so
how about that
excited.
pay commission tracker?
Oh my gosh,
I'm
it's
so in love.
amazing. See, for me, I'm not a numbers girl, so that was a blessing for me. Love
Yeah.
that. And do you, when was the last memory that was your absolute favorite?
Oh my gosh. Like, I really honestly don't know. Like, y- I'll just tell you my highlight, my biggest highlight in the last 10 years. Okay. So my husband worked really, really hard. He was always gone all the time. And when I started making pretty good money, I was like, bro, like you're costing me money at this point. Like your checks are nothing compared to mine. And we need a full-time sitter for all of the stuff that we're doing. And I started just imagining what it would be like to have him at home, just to be able to see him for a couple hours a week, or maybe just a couple of days at a time. Like that's what I dreamed of. And no joke. He gave me a set number. He's like, when you make this amount, I'll quit. And I was like, okay. A year later, I had made that set amount. And then he's like, nah, you got to double it.
Ah,
I was like, okay. 3 months later, I doubled that check. 3 months is
what?
all it.
Question, are you still making that amount? Why do I ask that? Let me put it this way. Because Monat at one point was making about 800 million a year and they're down to 300 million. That is over half of a decrease in income for Monat. I just don't think she's thriving. I just have a feeling that it's not going so beautifully. And she said in the previous video that I did, She talked about her income and how it has been less. Again, just go watch that and it will put a lot of things into perspective when watching this.
Took me. Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness, you're an animal.
so I was all in, and I'll never forget it. It was, I think, December 22nd, 21st. My husband called me and he's like, I put in my 2 weeks notice. And I am not kidding you. You guys, like when I say when I have memories of me crying so hard, being so thankful, it was that day. Like that was the biggest thing. And then my second favorite memory was I had been providing for my parents and taking care of them like they did me my entire life, giving me their last 20 bucks, growing up. They were always that way, my dad especially. And I started taking care of them my first couple of years in Monat. And I remember they had something happen and they're like, we need a new roof really bad. And I had already paid off the house and got them in, settled all the things. And he's like, dude, we need a new roof and it's going to cost like 20 grand. And I'll never forget it. I just remember working so hard that month. And the following month, my check came in and it was an extra 20 grand exactly. And I literally had to go outside and sit by my air conditioner
Oh,
unit
I just got
so I
the chills.
so I could cry so loud because I was hysterically.
First off, that is a major income claim. All right. Second, why aren't you showing the income disclosure statement that shows that that is not possible for almost every single person? This is the deception that I'm talking about. They make it look really pretty. It's like taking a large turd and sprinkling glitter all over it and putting like little like bows on it. Like it's still turd. It's still nasty and smells like shit. I mean, you can't get around it. It's like the saying putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. Even though some pigs are pretty cute. But not this one. Not this one. This one's not cute.
I was hysterically sobbing so hard because I was like, God, you did all that. You did it. Like that is the coolest thing. Like I had a need, you provided. It's not even for me, it's for someone else. That was the first greatest memory in my business, probably that just like, oh, life doesn't get better than this. And then the second one was my husband retiring.
What was he
And
doing before?
he worked in casinos and banks. So anything that counted money or dispensed money, he worked on those machines. He was the tech. And so imagine you got these big, huge casinos and banks. They're doing money counting all day long. If the machine went down, my husband needed to be there, get it running so the casino doesn't shut down. So he had vaults that he would work on that are the size of my bedroom. And he would go into the machine the size of my bedroom and go inside these machines and work on everything. And he was the clutch technician. So out of all the techs that worked for the company, he was the one who always got the job done. So, I mean, it would be 11 o'clock at night and he'd be driving home and they'd be like, hey, can't get this machine going, dude. I cannot get it going. He's like, oh my gosh. So he would drive 3 to 4 to 5 hours away to get there to go work on the machine and then maybe be able to come home. But usually he was just starting the next shift at 7 a.m.
Sounds like you had a shit work environment. Very unhealthy. So, I mean, I understand why you'd want to leave that.
So I never saw him. It was a great job. We were really thankful for it. He made like, 80,000 a year. It was awesome. But with his gas money and all of that, like, and then my student loans, yeah, it was hard. It was hard. So,
And if you guys don't know, Julie Stevens has earned 15 million in commission or total, like
commission
just commissions,
total.
right?
Yeah.
That's not including bonuses or
Not including the founder share bonuses that they give me every quarter that they're
oh my
offering you
gosh.
guys today too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So it has been proven that those founder shares are like just a couple $100 for a lot of people. It's not much at all.
It'll include like, the $20,000 bonus for SED and things like that. Yeah. But yeah, it's been 10 years of just bliss. It's amazing. And it's not always like the easiest job in the world, you guys. Like this is challenging.
But it's 10 years of bliss, but the last video I covered with you in it, you talked about how a couple of years ago you were wanting to leave. Very blissful, very wonderful, very demure if you ask me.
It's challenged me to make me a better person in a way that I love myself more, if that makes sense. So I used to be a heavy introvert. I used to be so scared to show up on social media. Now I can hit the live button and say what's up to anybody. I don't even care who pops on there. I can deal with haters. I can deal with anything. I can go out of my way now and talk to people that I would have never talked to before, usually because I'm an introvert.
Right.
Dude, it's changed me completely because I know that if I go talk to someone and maybe we become friends, maybe we get connected, maybe 2 weeks down the road, or maybe that night she tells me, dude, I need I need something like this. You never know.
You
So I network
never
on
know.
purpose. I know.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for anyone who's on the fence or just starting out? Like, what's your biggest piece of advice?
I would say my biggest piece of advice is ignorance on fire goes a long way, especially if you have a good heart. Like you can run.
That is shit advice. Ignorance on fire goes a long way. How about you learn about the business and the company and the income disclosure statement before you make a financial decision to do something like this? I think that that is probably the right thing to do. If someone tells you ignorance on fire is a good thing, red flag. Red flag. That is a horrible thing. I wouldn't recommend. It's so wild for her to say that. Why? Do you not want them to know what's going on? Do you not want them to understand the compensation plan or understand the income disclosure statement or anything? You don't want them to know those things. Education is really important before you make a decision on something like this, but you don't want them to know. Why is that?
I wouldn't say recklessly, but just like run like your hair is on fire in the first couple months, man. Like go all in.
The irony of her saying run like your hair is on fire is really funny for Monat because a lot of people have used the products and have lost their hair because of it. That's not funny, but it's ironic that she said that.
In. When you first say yes, like I said, it's not going to feel like a marriage commitment, and it's not. It's really not. But you're going to get back whatever you put in. And it's not like to help your upline out. It's not to help your sponsor out. Like we want you to join so that way you can bring home money, so you can make a change with your hair or whatever it is that you need this for. Like we're in it for you. That's why we keep doing it. That's why even after the millions or the commissions or whatever they've been offering me, I do it for the people. Because I
Right.
remember it just felt like yesterday when I was sitting there making my last bag of ramen noodle soup for my kid with two negative checking accounts in my whole in my bank account. So yeah,
And
I just think that
here you
people need to go
are
all
doing
in.
a live with me.
Yeah,
So,
right, right. Just average Joe people who, inspire people and give them a little bit of tips and help them sell shampoo. That's honestly all I do. That's it. Sell shampoo and help those other girls do the same thing.
Deceive and manipulate people are also in there as well as brainwash people, but that's a different conversation.
So yeah, I would say if you're brand new, dude, go all in. Like, go all in. Just make the decision to go all in and see what happens. Instead of like waiting to imagine what would happen without going all in, just do it. And then you'll have the results from it. And then if you want to take a step back, you can. That's the cool thing about it is like you get paid as you work it. So if something happens in your life and you're like, oh no, I just started a new job. If you can't work Monat that month, there's no quotas. There like you get
Do you know why she's saying this? You know why she's saying just go all in from the very beginning? She wants you to spend the big bucks and for you to try to get others to spend the big bucks so that she can make as much money in that month as she can. And then she's like, and if you don't want to do it after that, that's fine. Go all in so that you can help her bank account grow for that month at least.
paid as your rank each month, of course. So there's quotas that you get paid higher commissions if you hit every single month. But if you got residual income, those people are ordering every single month. You guys, like, there's going to be months when you'll be able to sit back, take care of a sick loved one, maybe even living in a hospital, taking care of someone for an entire.
Why haven't you shown the income disclosure statement? Oh, because it proves what you're saying is fucking wrong, Julie. I mean, seriously, like what you're saying is going against what the company puts out there for people to see. So one of you's wrong, and I have a feeling it's not the company.
Month like I did, and you'll still get paid for it. No, there's no other business out there that I can honestly imagine doing that gives me the freedom to be who I am, do it the way I want to do it, help other people along the way. And honestly, the no cap on your income, that's the biggest thing for me. Because if someone needs to come in and make money, it's typically not a couple $100s that people like really need to make. It's usually like, no, dude, I got medical bills I got to pay off. Hey, no, I'm about to lose my house. Like it's serious usually whenever I'm dealing with these girls. It's not always serious, but sometimes it is.
it
So,
is. I mean, especially in this economy, like
yeah,
the job I've been working at the last 2 years is gonna shut down
I
because it's
know.
not busy enough and it's just expensive. Yeah.
And now it might just be the biggest blessing. I had some girls lose their jobs shortly after they started. My sister was one. My sister was in the business for 6 months and her company shut down. And you guys, she was working, like that was her main thing. And she was a single mom. Monet, she had already been working for 6 months behind the scenes, little by little. The next month, she hit market mentor, she hit founder in the company. Like, she went
Mm,
all in because she didn't have a choice. She
yeah,
had the free time. So she's
that's
like,
like where I'm at right now. I'm like, I'm all in now.
yeah.
I've been working it little by little, and now I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
It
So,
may just be the biggest blessing. Well,
yes.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see what your days are going to look like with the free.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what the future holds, and I really appreciate you hopping on. I know you're busy and have other things going on, so I won't keep you too much longer, but thank
Well,
you so much
it was
for
a joy.
sharing.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, Julia. It was nice to hang out with you for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Her name was what? Julia and Julie and JulieJo. Look at us. Anyway, I think it's just so ridiculous, especially someone like Julie Stevens coming on here after last month's video I covered her 2 months ago, and she was saying the opposite of what she's saying now. Whatever. I mean, if you want to go watch it, I think you should. It was a blast. And also the Ann Fisher video was so iconic. You should definitely watch that too if you have some time or if you want to. If you have any thoughts, feel free to leave them below in the comments. Don't forget, if you want to support the channel for free, you can simply subscribe. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate you being here. Please don't join an MLM. Look at the income disclosure statement first. If you have questions, always feel free to send me an email. That's probably the best way to do it. A DM on Instagram is fine too, but sometimes they get lost in all the mess that is Instagram DMs. So again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Show you what I'm all about. Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about yours.